You are welcome to Literature Hub 247, a unique literature channel where the art and science of literature are discussed. This particular video is about the Act 4 of the Marriage of Anansewa, written by Efua Sutherland. The Marriage of Anansewa is one of the recommended texts in the 2026-2030 harmonized syllabus of literature. We've earlier discussed the plot summary of the Marriage of Anansewa as well as Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. If you need the link to those earlier discussed acts, you can request for it in the message box, so that I will just send you the link and you will listen to the teachings there. Let's go ahead and discuss Act 4 of the Marriage of Anansewa by Efua Sutherland. The Marriage of Anansewa, Act 4. It's time for Anansewa to pretend that she is dead as taught by her father. In fact, this act is the climax of the drama text. It is the climax of the drama text because this is where Anansewa pretends that she's dead. It's time for Anansewa to pretend that she's dead as taught by her father. She carries it out well, and the people believe that she is truly dead. One of the chiefs is coming to place a head drink for Anansewa. Two women rush in and are wondering how it happened. The death of Anansewa. The first woman explains that they call Dr. Hammond. The storyteller comments about the predicaments of the people who are sympathizing, mourning when nothing has happened. They are just suffering from the antics of Anansewa. That is the comment of the storyteller. You know, she sees these people mourning for nothing because nothing has happened. This is a dramatic technique because the audience, the readers, already know what is going on. But the characters, some of the characters are not aware of this. Let's continue. The two women rush in again and are still wondering. The storyteller is amused as the events unfold. He says that people are easily deceived because they don't verify the truth of something before believing it. He made reference to Ananse's training Anansewa how to fake death. That is, Anansewa's father training him how to pretend that she's dead. Anansewa carries out the instruction and does the performance well as one of the chiefs is coming to perform the head drink ceremony for Anansewa. The two women rush in again, still wondering about Anansewa's death. The storyteller cautions them and then addresses the audience. He narrates how Anansewa pretends to be dead by 12 o'clock when everywhere is silent and everybody is sleeping. That is how it happened. Ananse then raised an alarm that the people should come to his aid, that Anansewa had fainted. By the time the people arrived at the scene, Anansewa was on the ground, lying down as if dead. Ananse was then calling for doctors, rolling on the ground, striking his head against the wall. The storyteller says it was the sympathizers that grabbed him from hitting his head on the wall that saved him from killing himself. That is Ananse. He later sprang up and told the people not to touch his daughter or come close to him. The people present believed that Anansewa was dead. That is, they all believed that Anansewa was really dead. So the wife said that they should not touch her, and also they should not come close to him. The storyteller says they will see how such a funeral, dead and alive, will be performed. He bursts into song, accompanied with castanets, a musical instrument. Oh, dead and alive, oh, dead and alive, Anansewa, you are due for the grave. Oh, dead and alive, how do you get there? Is she dead? Is she dead? Is she dead? That's the song. Christy is coming in, Mourning, responding to the storyteller's questions in the song as if the questions are directed to her. The storyteller pretends commiserating with Christy, considering how she would take the news of the death of Anansewa. Christy also acts as if about to break into tears and starts singing. She expresses her feelings and how she will explain the situation on ground. The storyteller plays his castanet again, speaking and singing. He talks about Ananse's plan and calls on the 4 chiefs not to come again since the head drink is paid for the living. So, he's saying the 4 chiefs will not come again since Anansewa is dead. Who are they going to pay the head drink to again? He also calls on Anansewa that she is due for burial. He then comes down to the mains of the audience. The storyteller ruminates over the situation and how possible it is for Ananse to come out of the problem with the 4 chiefs, as nobody will be ready to marry a dead person. That is the storyteller is thinking about how Ananse will come out of the problem with the 4 chiefs coming for the head drink. Also, there's no law that says Ananse must return the gift he received from the chiefs to service his wants. He also thinks of the body of the dead and alive Anansewa that he cannot take to the grave. How can he hide that her tricks will not be exposed at the end? That he's thinking how Ananse is going to hide Anansewa's body, since he cannot bury her and he cannot hide her. At the end of the day, they might get hold of his tricks. That is what the storyteller is thinking here. He asks the audience what they would do if they were Ananse, whether Ananse should make her disappear to Ouagadougou, Mexico, Kenya, or India. Since Anansewa is not really dead, he's not thinking of what Ananse is going to do with the body of Anansewa. Or should Anansewa turn to wind? He turns it into a song and sits with the audience. The players sing while the property man sets 2 web screens. The storyteller joins the players and says that they are the center of the scenes. The players raise their voices singing while Ananse and Christy bring a bed and set it behind the web screen. They whisper and move quickly to put the bed in place. The property man, Mourning, enters carrying a chair and Ananse directs him to sit at the entrance. He gives him a clan staff to hold. Christy, practicing how to do the presentation, reads from a sheet of paper she's holding. She says she has called Togbeklu in Akati to inform him. Ananse corrects her that her voice should be more reflective. She continues and says she has called Sapasi Palace and the mines are on the way. She also called Chief, who is Chief, to inform him. And she then started sobbing. The singers raised their voices. Ananse walks round the bed and looks at the wristwatch in his pocket. Ananse sees that it is time. He then invokes his ancestor spirit to come to his aid. He says, if his plans fail, he is finished. That is Ananse calling on his ancestors to come to his aid. Fears have engulfed him as he feels as if he is holding the tail of a beast which he should not let go. He should keep holding on to it. So Ananse is in serious problem here, and is looking for all ways of getting out of the problem. He then prays that one of them that will love Anansewa and take care of her, marries her, is weak, and walks slowly to call Anansewa when the time is up. The players continue singing while Anansewa runs in and lies down on the bed. Anansewa and Christy arrange her well. That is Ananse and Christy arrange her well on the bed. That is Ananse. They arrange Anansewa well on the bed. Efua seeks for permission to enter. Christy rushes out, and Ananse also tiptoe and rushes outside the web screen and sits on the floor miserably. That's one of the messengers of the chiefs. The property man himself organizes himself, and Christy leads in the two miles messengers as the song ceases. As Christy enters, she introduces the messengers, requesting for the aid of the family. She appeals to Ananse to take heart with the situation on ground. She explains that the messengers are obliged to fulfill a customary demand. She then leads the messengers round the bed. The first messenger says Anansewa seems to be sleeping in her appearance. Christy also comments that she is only deceiving, as if she will wake up any moment. Ananse groans, and Christy appeals to him again and shows the messengers where they will stand. The first messenger explains the purpose of their coming, and that it is not in their interest to embark on such a sorrowful journey, but are obliged to do so. That is, they are not coming for such a ceremony, but it is an obligation on them to come to do so. He delivers the message of the chief of the mines. He says that the chief had discussions with his councillors about his marriage to Anansewa. He says the chief told them that if he is able to marry Anansewa, she will be a great asset to train his children. He adds that the chief is not happy with the news of Anansewa's death, and he said that he could not do the burial but must fulfill the demands of the custom of the land. They deliver all that is sent: silk, kente from Bonaire, Thomas cotton clothes. He also sends a drink and a bag of money for Ananse for the burial. All the articles are received by Christy, and she shows them to Ananse. She enters the screen-off area, places the drink and the cloth on the bed, and whispers to Ananse. Christy delivers Ananse's messages to the messengers that he heard all they said. Ananse pretends to fall down while standing up. Christy holds him quickly. She breaks into song and lays the messengers out. The actions were well acted, and the desired aims were achieved. Christy makes jokes of them, while Ananse comments that Anansewa will have had problems with the chief's councillors if she marries the chief. As Ananse and the property man check the proper arrangement of the bed, Christy announces the arrival of the messenger from Sapase Palace. She leads them in and asks from the property man if the elders of the family are there. Ananse groans, and Christy goes to support him. She then tells the messengers that Ananse doesn't find it easy. Remember that all these things are fake. They are all pretense. The main messenger expresses their condolences and says they will not stay long. He says they come to put things right and not to add to Ananse's pains. The first female messenger demands to put Anansewa on her back and carry her to their chief. Christy stops her and leads them round the bed. The second female messenger expresses her condolences to Ananse and their king. She said she supports Anansewa so that she could be proud of Anansewa's baby. to put a particular woman in Sapase palace to shame. The first female messenger also says that she is anxious for Anansewa to come so that they will send the wicked runaway woman downstairs. The male messenger greets the elders in the house and says they are obliged to come. That's why they come. He says the journey is not a pleasurable one. That is, they also are not happy coming down there. He says that Anansewa will have replaced the runaway wicked women to restore peace in the house. He delivers the message of their king as the custodian of the catcher who knows the right thing to do. He delivers the following items: silk, velvet, white kente cloth, white stippled cloth to take to the grave, 20 guineas as such donation to be spent on drinks for the funeral. Ananse groans intermittently, and Christy shows the articles to Ananse and puts them on the bed. He groans intermittently, as somebody that is bereaved. She then whispers to Ananse when she returns and tells the messengers that Ananse has received their messages. The messengers are led out by Christy singing a sorrowful song. Ananse condemns their utterances and says that Anansewa will have been put in trouble and be killed by the white woman if she marries the king. He thanks God for not putting Anansewa in a serious disaster, and he says he has untied that knot also. That is, that problem is also solved. That is, it's now done with 2 chiefs. It remains 2 chiefs to be tackled again. Ananse and the property man go back to their positions when they hear the clanging of a song. Christy leads in 2 men who are Akate messenger from Tugbeklu. Christy urges Ananse to control himself for the people to deliver their messages. The first messenger does the introduction and says they are brothers of Tugbeklu 4. He explains their brother's plan for Anansewa. He was looking forward to Anansewa to assist in building a big business because of her education. He also named someone that will not ruin his business like some of his relatives. Tugbeklu 4 is also ready to entrust his business empire as well as the document to Anansewa. He says a great calamity will have happened on the death of Anansewa had it been Tugbeklu has not become a strong adherent of a spiritualist church. He says he leaves everything in the hands of God nowadays. He says he wept when he heard the death of Anansewa. And he didn't want them to come, but they said they needed to at least show their faces, and he expressed their condolences. That is, they need to show their faces and express their condolences. Christy whispers to Ananse and tells the messengers that Ananse tells her to ask them if that's all they have to say. They said that's all, and she thanks them on behalf of Ananse and leads them out. Ananse says he at times forgets that Tugbeklu is in the race, and he has now surprised him with good plan for Anansewa. He then thinks deeply and says, had it been Tugbeklu happened to be the last resort for Anansewa, he would have pushed her daughter into a serious disaster. As the messengers of the chief, who is chief, arrives, Ananse puts himself in the normal position. Christy introduces him to the messengers and says they would have met him dead if not for the people around. Ananse tells the messengers that he's worth nothing in front of them, as he fails to fulfill his promise of caring for Anansewa for them, that he doesn't know what to say or to say sorry, that he doesn't know what to say than saying sorry. Christy tells the people that they are the ones they are waiting for to bury Anansewa, and the child is going to be buried in his father's absence according to his instructions. That is, according to the father's instructions. She leads them round the bed, wailing in song. When the song ends, she tells the messengers where to stand. The first messenger greets everybody and asks for forgiveness for coming late. He says They came late because they are assembling everything they want to bring. He said they don't know that the chief who is chief loved Anansewa to that extent. They will have seen to getting them married. That is, before now, they will have seen that they are married before Anansewa died. I think that they knew that the chief who is chief loved Anansewa. Had it been done, Anansewa might not have died. At least, had it been they are married, maybe Anansewa wouldn't have died. He explained that the chief has called a meeting of the important people in the palace to fix the date of the wedding and plan before notifying Ananse. He delivered this message of the chief who is also called fire extinguisher, quote unquote. The chief doesn't make a mistake in calling Ananse his father-in-law. He also expresses the grief of the chief to the people and accepts responsibility for everything that happens. He sent the materials for the burial. These are the materials: a ring, a bag of money to be spent on the funeral, beautiful clothes, dumas, white kente, silk kente, velvet, and brocade, a large quantity of drinks for the burial. He then gives them a bottle of schnapps for farewell libation. He also sends a coffin made of glass as her husband. The messenger leads Christy and property man to fill all the loads brought. Ananse also joins and they shed tears. Ananse declares his condition that he has been stripped naked by the death of Anansewa. He falls into somebody's hands and requests for drinks to pour the libation himself. Christy gives the drink to the property man, who gives it to Ananse with a glass to pour it into. Ananse moves into the screen-off area to perform the libation. Ananse calls on God and invokes the spirit of the ancestors to receive Anansewa, who is on the way to join them. He then goes into a trance and addresses Anansewa to listen. He says the chief who is chief that is fit to marry her has sent money, clothes, drinks, thanks, and a coffin to show his love. He says that chief who is chief has done more than the custom demand. He goes deeper in the trance and pleads with the ancestors to return Anansewa to life if it is its desire that chief who is chief should marry Anansewa. He calls Anansewa to wake back to life as love is calling her, that the chief who is chief truly loves her. He moves to Anansewa and walks around her bed. Ananse suddenly announces that Anansewa is waking and expresses his surprise for the wonders as Anansewa stares. He wonders how love has such a power. He tells Christy to open the door for everybody to see the power of love. Christy and the property man mime the opening of the house and ask the people to come in. Anansewa wakes and walks out of the bed to the bewilderment of everybody. The people scatter while Ananse, Christy, and property man hug and shake hands. Anansewa, who acts as someone just waking up, asks for her father. Ananse shows himself to her, and Anansewa says she hears chief, who is chief, calling her. Her father responds that the chief is indeed calling her. He then tells the messengers that Anansewa is alive by the grace of God. He says the next thing for them now is to play the good news to chief, who is chief, for his sadness to turn to happiness. He appreciates them for the journey. Ananse appreciates friends for their moral support and also extends his appreciation to Christy for her support. He then hugs Christy and Anansewa. The storyteller hails Ananse, who tells him to suspend praise singing and disperse the people. The former then addresses the people that the Ananse Goro has come to an end. That is the play has come to an end. The players then sing and shake hands with Anansewa, Christy, and property man. The song of love continues on the curtain is drawn. The song of love continues until the curtain is drawn. That's the end of Act 4 of the Marriage of Anansewa. If you are new on this channel, please click on the subscribe button there so that you'll be notified, and the bell icon. Click on the bell icon, click on the subscribe button so that you have access to all our videos, and any video produced, you are going to be notified immediately. If you have any question on this video, if there's any question that you have on this video or any other video or on literature in English generally, just send your message through the message box there, and the questions are going to be attended to. You're also free to share this or any other video or any social media platform. Invite your friend to join us on this platform, because we are going to discuss all the recommended literature texts and the poems as we did to the present syllabus that is in operation. Thank you, and God bless you.